Hey guys, welcome back to Harmon Homestead. I am outside and sitting in front of my beautiful tulips here, and it's a sunset, and I got my chicken boots on and my overalls, and I said, let me just do a little talk with you, a little chicken scratch talk time. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to the subscribers, the comments, everything. Thank you all so very much. We appreciate it dearly. I read every comment. I just cannot be thankful enough. So we're going to continue documenting our Baker Creek heirloom seed journey, and anything that we grow this year we're going to show you from seed to harvest as promised. And I did a video last night on our tomato seedlings. Keep planting. If you have something not germinate and it's been longer than it should, keep planting. It may all germinate at once, who knows, but keep trying if you have extra seed. And if you don't, just go buy you some seeds, okay, and try it again. It is what it is. We did that. We've got our first hatch of chicks outside, and tomorrow I am getting my dearly anticipated birthday present. I will turn 30 in 1 week from today, so happy birthday to me. And I am getting 4 Muscovy ducks, so I'm super excited. My husband's getting those for me. I've wanted these for 2 years, ducks in general, so that's what we could get. They're adults, and I am super excited. Okay, so I'll show you that pen and all that tomorrow, and show you the ducks and a drake and 3 hens. So I'm tickled to death, as they say here in Alabama. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about several things, and on all of our videos we show you education. I like the talk times, the chicken scratch talk time. I like it. I like to hear someone talking. I can run around the house and do other stuff a lot of times where I can't sit and watch a video, and I like to listen to somebody. And I can't sit here and just talk to you and tell you how to do something without showing you. So a lot of times on these videos I'll just sit and talk, and I've tried to do these videos. I like them. Certain videos don't pick up as much traffic as others, and I wish these would. I just like sitting and talking to you, okay? And I love listening to other YouTubers that are homesteaders do this, and I'm just pretty much giving you my opinion. But we do a little bit of all of it. We do this. I would like to show you the education. I like to show you the animals. I like to show you quick tips. These YouTube shorts have been great for us. Picked up a lot of subscribers. I really try to think hard and think of something that might help you and put it in a 15-second video. And instead of it being long and drawn out, I want to cater to each of you and do the best I can. So that's why we're doing this, and I'm just kind of experimenting and going with the flow here and just seeing what works. But anyways, I don't have a fancy chair to sit in, and I don't have the best cameras, and I'm sitting here with my phone, and it's real, and that's what matters. And if you're listening to me, then it won't matter a bit. And if you're watching me, well, then you get to see this pretty sunset and see my old feed cup here, and see my tulips behind me, and get to enjoy some good old sitting on the ground talking, because this channel is about real as you can get, okay? So nothing fancy. Guys, the way things are going now, I don't know, society has changed. I have talked about this, and it seems like I've hollered about this. I am an old soul, okay? I like stuff from the 50s. I like stuff from 50s on back. Now, you get me in the Vietnam era where it's that kind of music and all. You put me on classic rock or whatever, and that is me to a T. 80s forward, I don't care for, unless it's 80s and 90s country. That's it. Anything, really, I guess you'd say 70s and back, I'm just a fanatic for. I love all the hippie music. I love the 50s retro, everything from the TV shows to the atomic age. That's what I like. You wouldn't think that looking old country girl here, but I do. The whole doo-wop, and then I love the World War II. I love the education of that era, the documentaries, and you know, so unfortunate, the war, but I love reading about all that and seeing how brave, you know, our troops were and so many other troops across the world. And that, I just love that era. And then you get into the Great Depression. And that right there is just, to me, that is grit. That is grit, and that is toughness. And if I could identify with anything in the 1900s, it would be the Great Depression. And I say that because the oldest living family member that I knew was my great-grandmother. My great-grandfather had passed away right before I turned 1 year old. My great-grandmother lived in the Depression, and I remember her stories about how hard it was. And it was hard, but they really didn't know any different. And I said this on one video, that she had, I think, one pan to cook in. That's grit. That's grit. And I wonder if she could look now at me and see me, what she would think. And that's what matters a lot to me. I wish she was here so I could ask her, hey, how'd you do this? I wish you could help me with this. She's not here. What was your experience with this? How could I do it better? What am I doing wrong? What'd you feel like? What'd you feel like when you found out, you know, X, Y, and Z had happened? My mother told me that she always tried to have ducks, and she couldn't because they have a pond, and the ducks never would. They just kind of free ranged and slept in the barn, I assume. So, well, yeah, I mean, we live out here. A coyote will be standing 5 feet from me in the morning. I mean, we're out in the woods, okay? We got water all around us. We got woods all around us. We're up in hills and valleys, and it's predator alley, okay? But anyways, I'd like to tell her, like, how'd you feel when you found out you didn't have any more ducks, you know, after that happened? Because during this attack with these chickens, I call it that because it looked like that out here, you know, when every one of my coops were busted into from dogs, and lost all those chickens, had to start from scratch. I wish she was there to comfort me, like, hey, you know, I'm so sorry. I remember when mine got gone, you know, something to that effect. Just having someone there that's been through it. The Great Depression in this country was probably, you know, from what I've read, and all, of course I didn't live it, but the things people had to go through was unimaginable. And it was a very tough time. She would show me stuff like how to make biscuits by hand, and didn't remember anything now. Older, didn't have the recipe that she used, and I was too young to write it all down. I remember being, I think, 4 or 5, and she stood me up on a little stool by her counter and had a bowl full of flour, and she'd say, and she'd press her fist down. And I've watched other people do that on videos. There's several Southern cooks right now that are extremely popular over stuff like that. But I remember mine saying, she'd mash it down and say, make you a little well. Make you a little well. Just that phrase. And she'd pat it down in the center. And I remember her pouring that buttermilk down in that flour. And I remember her hand going around. Didn't remember the ingredients or the amount, but I remember that motion. Okay? That's what matters the most, is stuff like that being impressioned on me at such a young age, and it carrying through to adulthood. The like the one pan bit, her talking about we had one pan, you know, or one skillet, and now I complain if I have to wash a load of dishes. You know, that's, sometimes I reel myself back in thinking, look, you're blessed enough to have an automatic stove and automatic this and automatic gas, and or you know, or whatever, and you're worried about automatic everything, and you're worried about having to wash it or punch a button, as my father would say, punch a button. Things are not manual anymore. They're not manual. When I first moved in this house, I did not have a dishwasher. The dishwasher did not work. I hand washed dishes until that Christmas. And this was before I had met my husband. And I hand washed those dishes. And I remember getting a dishwasher from my mother and father for Christmas. And I thought, whew, I got it on easy street now. I mean, I remember not having cable for almost a year living here. Didn't want it. I think I was just too cheap to pay for it, for one. But, you know, now that the way cable is, me and my husband have talked about getting it cut off. I don't have these channels you can stream stuff on. I live out in the country, and I have an internet service, and it's very expensive, and I'm too scared to go over that. And that's like these videos we upload. I just upload them off my phone, off the cell service, because I'm too scared to go over on my internet. But yeah, I thought about cutting cable again. I'm just an old soul. An old soul. Now, that doesn't mean tomorrow I won't get something high-tech. Who knows? But I appreciate the older, manual things of life. And I'm going to tell you, if you've got any kind of older relative right now, you need to listen to them. If they're in any kind of shape to provide you with any information on how to do something, because that's what will last. If as far as homesteading, or if they can't do that, just maybe listen to their experience. And if you've heard it before a million times, well, just think about it. You know, do the best you can, because guys, that's what matters the most. When people pass on and their belongings are all that's left, you know, it becomes a real sad time real quick. And it, you know, it's crazy. You see these auctions and all, and it just gets to me. And my mother has always liked doing stuff like that, especially like estate sales or flea markets or whatever, and she just treasures that person's belonging like it was hers. And that's a good thing to see. And a lot of this, where I'm so sentimental, it may be from her. I don't know. But just knowing that someone works so hard for what they have, and the times that they had to go through, and especially like older tools, older equipment, older, like anything, older kitchen utensils, anything like that they had to use that's just outdated and been replaced now, that to me is worth its weight in gold. And I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff's making a comeback. Right now, everybody wants this vintage stuff. I don't know why, but they like the patterns or the colors or the, you know, they like that, but they don't want to go out and do it manually. I'm a good example. I've been collecting all these milk glass dishes. I love them. Love them to pieces. I want to, preserve that pattern, keep it in my household, have something to pass down one day. And when I got it, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to hand wash all these again. No more dishwasher. So, and I can see with daily life, I can see how it's kind of an inconvenience. I thought, now here I got the dishwasher, now I'm having to hand wash all my dishes again. That's where we've gotten. I don't even know if it's our fault. I really don't. Everything has become so easy on us. It's like you can't help it. I mean, you cannot help it. And woo. Y'all, this is you're probably not gonna find any more 29-year-olds sitting here telling you this, and I feel like I'm talking to you like I'm your mama, but I'm an old soul. And my husband is as well. He is. He's more about like his father's tools or anything like that. He's that way. And I think that the best thing everybody can do, and what matters the most, like I said, is to spend time with them. But I also think, on the flip side, if someone has passed on that you just miss so dearly, and if you miss a certain time of life that you lived through, or you just, you have your preference, whatever. You do not have to conform to society, okay? You do not have to go out here and do what everyone else is doing. You don't have to. You can try to be like that person. You can try to revive the past, because what matters the most is how you feel and how you care. And just because it may be hard in this modern society does not mean that you can't go out here and wash your dishes by hand, even though you've got a dishwasher. Doesn't mean you can't have chickens just because your great-grandfather had them, but you don't, have time now. Yeah, you can make time. If you just love chickens, if you like to can, go watch some videos, go get some books. I'm self-taught. If I'm self-taught, anybody can be self-taught, because I was scared to death to do it. If you like that, that's like the whole biscuits. I mean, they're on the rage right now. And these homemade biscuits, well, I wanted to make some like my great-grandmother, but I couldn't remember anything, so I watched these other people do it who reminded me a whole lot of her. So that's what I'm saying. There's ways to revive this and get it back going for the things that matter the most to you. Now, like my parents, they don't care about this. I mean, like, they don't care about the homesteading. They don't, and that's, I mean, they did it. They lived it. They had to live it. And they're like, well, we, peace out. We good now. And you know what? They deserve it. And that's what they like. And you can do it too. But if you're young, if you're older, it doesn't matter. And you're wanting to live off the land and enjoy your land. And I'm not talking about prepping. I'm talking about being old fashioned. Okay? There's a difference. There's a difference in being old timey and wanting to listen to a radio at night, or something like the Grand Ole Opry from the 50s, that you want to listen to that old recording and just be old fashioned. And if you want to go percolate coffee instead of just punching a button, if you're wanting to do this kind of stuff, or have a wood fire and do all this, or quilts that's been passed down, you can keep it going. Go do it yourself. Go do it yourself. Enjoy those things someone gave you, because times are changing. And I feel like we're at the turn of an age, like we're as far as society is progressing so far technologically, okay, or however you say it. It's I feel like right now we are to the point of how we're looking at something like horse and buggy, okay, is how we're fixing to move from what we've got now. This is all gonna go very quick. And cling on to what's been good. And also, when someone, whatever they've told you, and whatever they've as far as family members that's passed on, just keep it here. Keep it here, but keep it here in your heart, okay? Keep it in mind, but keep it in your heart. Let that make that impression on you. Guys, you've got to live your life, and there's people out there doing what you're doing, and there's someone out there that's like me, okay? And the only thing I'm scared about is all this prepping. Y'all, it's gonna that we could be gone tomorrow, I don't know. But don't just... My advice is learn how to do something manual. Do it for yourself, and then stock up. This running out and just going and buying stuff and then bringing it back home, but you don't know how to do a thing as far as growing your own food, that's a problem. Now, if you live somewhere where you can't, that can be adjusted, just like growing in buckets or whatever, on your windowsill or a hydroponic grower. You can do this. But I'm talking to the people that are actually doing this day to day, getting up, walking out to the coops, coming back inside and everything else. Try to what we are doing, and maybe I should say that's what my advice is, we are building upon what we have. We're not going out and adding bulk of food. We're adding trees that will produce fruit. That's what we're doing. We're putting, I think a lot of people are putting the cart before the horse. We're just trying to buy the horse, okay? Not literally. That might be the next pet, I don't know. We're trying to do this from the ground up, okay? I canned green beans last year. I canned, I think, like 75 quarts, okay? I'm down to 23. I've still got some left. I'll build on that this year, okay? We'll even do a little bit more. Now I've learned how to can. I've done this. Now let's go back. I'm going to grow them. Hopefully everything goes good. Build up my stock. Keep going. Maybe try something different since I've got so many. Now that I know how to can, elevate it. Keep going. Got 2 pear trees. It's going to be a while before I have pears. Still got to put those in the ground. I'm not going out and buying 500 cans of canned pears. I have in the past to eat, you know, but not all at once. But I want the tree that grows the pear. I want it here. I want it to be able to hopefully give me a harvest. That's what I'm talking about. Doing something by hand and doing something manually. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. I want, 500 types of chickens. Just about got them here. I want some more chickens. I've got the incubator. I'm doing it by hand. I've learned how to raise my own chickens or whatever that I want with these breeds that I've got. The ducks, that's why I got the adults, or I'm getting them. I want to get the adults, learn how a duck works, and then maybe I can incubate, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Build everything up. Take it slow and keep doing this. There's no skill that you're going to learn if you go out and buy 50 cans of spaghetti sauce. You might be better off than me, but you're not going to learn anything there. You will learn something if you try to grow your own tomatoes and try to can your own tomato sauce. That's where, now look, and if you try all that and you have just a massive failure this year, well then, that's fine. Go out and buy the 50 cans. But to me, it's the skill. It's the skill. Now, I've got an electric canner. I also have a glass stovetop. So that's why I got the electric canner. But if I ever have a regular stovetop, believe you me, I'll be canning on it. And this one I'm already it's an old glass stovetop. I'm very worried about it, pressure canning. But if I ever get one that's not glass, I'll have me in fact, I went on and bought a canner that's just a regular canner. But I'm too worried about the stovetop. What I'm saying is, though, learn the skill. Keep it here. Keep it going. You're going to have something in your heart and something to inspire you, because if you don't, then you're going to get sick of this real fast, real quick, and you're going to be disgusted, because it is hard work. And if anybody has ever laid an impression on you about homesteading or the simple type of life or whatever, keep it going, guys, because when they pass, all that's going to be left is a bunch of materialistic things that people are going to fight over, and it's going to be nothing. Nothing. It's going to be a sad, sad time. And there's nothing that you can do about it. You've got to keep it going here, okay? And if you're after this old-fashioned way of life, I wish there was a revival. Like I said, everything's on prepping right now. And I think that's great. And I went out and done this too. Now I get it. It's kind of like couponing to me. That's what it is. It's just a big fad. And it seems like they're playing on this. But it just, depending on what bad news we get, I think it's great to go stock up. I'm just saying, if you've never done any of this before in your life, then you might want to learn a skill. That's more prep than having all this stuff on your cabinet, because guess what, the food's going to go away. The food will go. But learning how to plant it and grow it and do well with it will not go away. As long as you stay in good health, you know, as far as your mind. That's what matters. I would rather know how to plant English peas. I can't plant them for nothing. You know, this year we didn't get them in the ground. It's just the way the weather fell, and now, you know, it's kind of late for us. But I'd rather learn how to do that than have 20 cans of those sitting on my shelf. I guess I'm just different, okay? It's not a bad thing. It would be better if you grew your own and canned your own and then had it on your shelf. That's cool. Now that's all right. But this just going out and just buying. I got, you know, when COVID first come out, everybody went out and bought toilet paper. That right there, that was the nuttiest thing. But here I was up there trying to get an extra pack. So I get it, guys. I get it. You get scared. And I'm just going to tell you bluntly, I'm trying to do something here to educate, and the bottom line is I want to get this old-fashioned, old-timey, old-country way of life back going, and I don't know where we need to start, and I don't know what we need to do, but I'll be the one holding the torch, because it's not going to last long. And, you know, I got a neighbor said something about my roosters crowing, and he didn't care for it too much or something to that effect, or they started real early. Well, heck, I love it. At 3 a.m. they're out here crowing, because guess what? I'm usually up that time too, drinking my coffee. And, you know, you got to do what you like. But if any of you are out there right now, the main thing is, if any of you are out there right now trying to live the country life and the old-fashioned way of life, and there's just something there. But you don't know what to do with it. Just get started. Get you some books. Watch some videos. I guess this is more of just a enthusiastic, I'm telling you right now, just go out and make you a pan of cornbread video. I mean, that's really what it is. And I'll talk to you now as the sun's getting low back here. I got to get off this phone, whatever you call it. Do something to keep it sparked, because guys, that's what matters. Keep it revived, keep it here, and just get out and do it. And have a ball with it. There's nothing prettier than this sunset right there behind me. If you've got that to look at every night, then that's about all of the blessings you could ask for, is that right there. And just as proud as I am of these pretty tulips and this beautiful coop and that sky, that right there, guys, is what it's all about. We thank you all. We hope you enjoy this video. It's just a talking video, and I hope somewhere in my speech, somehow, I have inspired you to get out and pull out your great-grandmother's memories, or pull that memory out from up here in your mental filing cabinet, and just pull it out and think about these things, and think about what you grew up with, no matter how old you are, and think about what you've seen and experienced and what you like. And the next thing you got to do, now that you've got it all thought about and thinking about it, you need to put it to work, okay? Because no one's going to get out here and do this lifestyle except you. No one. But there's people out there to help you, and we'll be the first ones any way we can. We laid it out to you straight today, guys, and I am proud of every one of you. And I want you to keep going and keep growing. Grow something. We'll see you next time on Harmon Homestead.